really got a handful of things left to do on this, and it's going to run. So today I got my mate Suggo coming around to give us a hand with some welding, because I've done some alley welding, as you know, with the sump, and also I welded the new flanges on my exhaust manifolds. They come up all right, but because I'm coming up to a deadline, I'm starting to stress a little bit, and I don't want any redos. I have to, that didn't work, and I've got to redo it. Suggo's a good welder, good mate of mine, and he's going to weld up my throttle body adapter for there, and my exhaust manifold. So I've pretty well prepped everything. So they're my half pieces, and that should give me 45 degrees. And there's my two flanges. Exhaust manifold, taken off the heat shield lugs, and these are going to get V-bands on the end, because they were a hideous big flange like that. So that's the passenger side, and then I've got the driver's side one end. You can see it is close to the steering column, and a little bit close to the tower, but down the end there is where I've really got to try and make it work and fit. So I bought a couple of 45 degree steam pipes, and going to pretty much do like a little bit of an S bend in through there. The reason why I can't just weld a V-band right onto that manifold is because it's too close to the block. So if we weld one of these on, the manifold won't touch, but as soon as you put the V-band on, like, there's only maybe a quarter of an inch clearance between the block and that manifold. So get that on, get it away, and then we've got to bring it back down and out as well. So see how we go today. Time is going to be of the essence because I've got things on this afternoon. So I think we're just going to mock things up, even tack them, and Suggo can happily take them back to his place, his workshop, and do some welding for us as well, and that'll keep things ticking along. Then the only thing that is left is wire my MAF sensor, wire my fuel pump, and wire my fans in. And then, I can run this thing. And then get it ready for exhaust system. Still got to do other little things like mount the throttle pedal and stuff like that, but I can use a throttle pedal just in my lap or something. So anyway, let's get ready. All right, Suggo has gone home now. So now we're going to look at the goods that he has left us. And here we have it. Now, what he has done is he has welded the V-band on there, and this nice S-band and another V-band. I don't know if I have mentioned it yet. So these are the stock manifolds that came with the engine. I trimmed about an inch off the manifolds and bought these laser cut flanges and welded them on myself. As you can see, the difference between a Boilermaker weld and a mechanic have a crack weld. I'm not too upset about them. Like, I'm happy to show the welds. First time I've done cast steel to mild steel using like a stainless filler. Was a bit nervous using all different metals. But happy with how it came out. Did preheat them and everything like that. But was nervous about trying to finish them off, and Suggo smashed all three jobs out in quite a quick bit of time. Probably would have taken me the same time to just do this one piece. So, these are stock manifolds, about an inch or so taken out to bring them in closer to the block, which then is the reason why we have this S-bend here. This comes really close to a square boss that is on the engine block, and you just can't fit a V-band there. So to get it away, put a 45 on, and then that sort of aims towards the car. So then we bring it back around with this and these V-bands. So need to give this a bit of a clean up and a tickle inside to make that okay to go on. But yeah, rest of it is ready to go on. But I want to say a massive thank you to Sago. Thanks very much, mate. Like, you don't understand the load you have taken off me. It's awesome. So yeah, met Sago quite a few years ago working up at Olympic Dam. Top bloke. I thought he was an asshole at first because he never spoke to me. And then one day we were sitting there at pre-start and he was just trying to make small talk and said, "What did you get up to on break?" I said, "Well, I tried putting an eBay supercharger on a BMW that I've got that I paid $400 for." And he's like, "Huh?" And yeah, we've been mates since, talking cars, and yeah, it's good. So he has a VL that he likes to drag race as well. I'll try and get a photo off his socials and chuck it here if I can. Yeah, pretty cool thing. Doesn't look the greatest. Neither does this. And yeah, just has fun and goes and has a crack. So yeah, good dude he is. So thank you very much again. He also was the person who helped me finish welding my sump, because the cast, I was having such a headache trying to blend the new sheet metal alley to the cast, and it was doing my head in, and screamed SOS, and Sago came to my rescue. So thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it. So let's get these manifolds on now, and yeah, see how it looks once we get everything on, and then I can put the bonnet on and start looking more like a car and that it's going to run. All right, manifolds are now in the vehicle. It's dropped down on its mounts. So now I'm going to probably do the bonnet first, to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to put the bonnet on, then I can do this throttle body. But let's have a quick look at how these manifolds are looking. So there still is room there, but that's where it's now exiting. And then we go this side. And bam, right there. So still enough room. Yeah, it's not great. Had to take the spark plugs out on the driver's side to be able to get that manifold in and out, because the spark plugs were in the way of the flange. It's not a fun time doing up manifold nuts and spark plugs in it, but it's doable. It does help if you have like a flex head ratchet as well. So enough procrastinating. Let's get a bonnet on. I know I say moment of truth a bit, but it's what most of this build's been about. So, throttle body is on, bonnet is on. Let's check some clearance. Bloody good. Oh my god, that's awesome. Yeah, keen for bed. What's the time? Let me have a look. It's 20 past 12 in the morning. Yeah, past midnight. So that's where I wanted to get tonight. Bonnet's on, engine's in, exhaust manifold's on, throttle body's on. That's bloody great. So yeah, now it's the road to getting it running. I reckon I'm going to wire in fuel pump, wire in thermofans, What else do I have on my list? So, engine mounts, pretty well good. I've got clearance for my steering. Seat rails are still got to do exhaust. Done. I just got to book it into an exhaust shop. Got to mount my throttle pedal. I've got to redo, because I got rid of my stainless trim. That just looks crap. And my windows shot anyway. Like, yeah. Anyway. Wire fans, wire fuel pump, park brake, throttle body adapter. Oh man, let's tick this off. Dun, 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 dun. And I'm gonna do it. Dun, 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 dun. Sump leak. My leak is sumping. My sump is leaking. Not my handwriting. That's the Mrs. handwriting. Thank you. Tail shaft flip still got to do in, and the idler pulley that I did for my kit, I just want to do a bigger bolt. But yeah, anyway, that's my list. That's the stuff I've still got to do in no specific order. But yeah, I did have on their map sensor as well. I bought a GM map sensor, so I got to just confirm that the wiring is correct for Ford and GM is the same. I'd assume 3-wire sensor, digital sensor, 1 should be power, 2 should be earth, and 3 should be signal. We've seen stupider things, so need to confirm that before I wire up the new plug for my GM map sensor. But yeah, all right, I'm gonna go to sleep and relax. All right, after some chin wagging, we're getting some more things done. I've got Phil over there is fitting, well, modifying my throttle pedal to go into the car. I've been trying to knock off some of the leftover list stuff on a few nights. Not really exciting stuff, like I had to do another uni joint and a bit of other bits and pieces, but we're pretty well ready to fire this thing up. So that's why I got Phil here, because I need moral support. Yeah, I tried playing around with the ECM in that last night. I need to do a firmware update on both my screen and the ECM. So I'm trying to work that out. The missus has taken the laptop to the in-laws for a night. She's got to do some computer stuff with them. So I've been trying to make it work with my phone and trying to understand electricity and stuff. But I think I've got it worked out. I've downloaded a firmware onto my phone, and I think I should be able to upload that from my phone to the screen. So I'm going to give that a crack and see how we go. Alright, us two old dinosaurs have no idea what we're doing. Phil's a field tech guy, but if you watch YouTube, YouTube teaches you stuff. So I got that there, got a little handheld here. So you do need to use the handheld to do all the setup, because it's got the SD card on that. My big screen won't do it, but good thing is you don't need powers or anything for this. It literally just runs the CAN harness straight in. So I just unplug the CAN for the big screen and put this little one in. So now we'll go through the setup, which we're at the TPS point, which means we'll have to have the pedal down there plugged in. And yeah, see if we can make sense. See if we can make sense of all this black magic stuff. Yeah, see how we go.
Select your calibration, 85 stang in our case, and click
Please cycle the ignition to complete the operation.
OK, and we're done. Now you got the latest firmware on your handheld and on your
Yeah, turn it off.
We'll cycle the key, and since we
And then
updated the ECU
back on.
firmware, we'll have to do a TPS auto set. From the home screen, click on Wizards, and then click on TPS auto set. You'll be prompted to step on the throttle 2 times. Make sure the engine is not running, but the ignition key is on. To auto set the TPS, slowly press the pedal to the floor.
We're doing that now, Phil.
Slowly release it back.
We're going to do that now. Make sure ignition is on, engine's not started. So we go slowly press the pedal to the floor, then release twice. Did you hear the TPS auto set was successful? Alright, after a bit of stuffing around, we were able to get the fuel pump to prime. It wasn't priming for some weird reason. I ended up running a direct wire from the battery to the fuel pump. It did work. Then we're also looking at other things, and then Phil cycled the ignition again and it just decided to work, which we were doing that before and it didn't work. But anyway, we're putting the EFI spring into the regulator, so we should be able to get the 40 PSI that we're after. And then I think this thing is going to be pretty good to fire up. I don't have an exhaust system on it, just the headers, so it's going to be noisy, but I just want to see this thing fire up and then we can get it ready.
We don't hear this thing fire up.
Yeah.
We want the neighbours to hear this thing fire up.
Exactly right. Neighbours are going to hear it. Apparently it's a great area for hoons. Yeah, then it's going in a couple of days to get an exhaust system completely put on. See, this thing will drive. I still have to stuff around with the guards because trying to put some wheels on, and we're pretty close. Like, well, I shouldn't say pretty close. The tyre does touch the lip. So, got those there, but I also have been stuffing around with Phil's Pro Stars. They will more than likely clear, but they're 325s. And I think they're going to touch on the inside. Possibly. So, still got to stuff around with tyres to get this thing rolling properly. But anyway, let's just get the engine running. Because if the engine doesn't run, it's not going to roll. So, EFI spring. No, not on the vent. It's messy.
Start again.
No.
Yeah.
EFI spring?
Just record.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to work in your car.
So, what are we doing, Phil?
So the regulator comes with two springs. One's 5 to 15 PS, I think we worked out, and the other one's 15 to 65. And because it's EFI, we need the biggest spring. So it's just a case of pulling the diaphragm out and swapping this little spring to something a bit more beefy, and that should give us the pressure that we need. And it's just throw on top once it's in place.
Simple as that.
Easy as that.
Let's do coolant first. What did I do with that? There it is.
This is bullshit. That's bullshit too.
Do you even work on cars?
Yeah, I do. My cars. We're on other people's cars. Sucks. Because people put shit up places.
I didn't put it there.
Who puts a easy in there? It's not factory.
Jared put it there.
Jared.
Just throw him in the deep end.
It's okay, Jared. I know it wasn't you. Come on, Mr. Regulator. Do
I can see why your car's been 5 years in the build.
Shots fired.
So while Phil plays around with that, I'm going to put my crankcase breather fittings in. And these are, you can get them from Aeroflow. And they've got the nice little slotted push-in. And then I bought an Aeroflow catch can. I think it's actually quite a nice little catch can. It's got a dipstick there you can pull out and check, and they got a little gauze filter inside too, but nice and small and easy enough to hide. Gonna put those, I've got a second one, sneak them on the side of the radiator and then run some lines to them because I don't like it when they're mounted on the front of the shock tower. Yep, changing them over is as easy as that. Much easier than doing a fuel regulator. Would you say, Phil?
Phil's not saying shit. Because Phil can't figure out why the hell Holly is using different size bolts on the regulators.
Phil's not here right now. Please leave a message.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Don't believe me? I'll leave that there for a second.
So it's loose in that one. They don't fit any of them, Phil.
It does. If it's the if it's two of them, use the non-ball one.
That one fits. That one fits. Phil, that Allen key I've just picked up fits on all 4 of them.
No, it doesn't.
Perfectly.
No, it doesn't.
Mate, you're off your head.
The one I was using, fit 2 of them.
Is this one here?
I think I've lost it now.
I don't know what Phil's problem was. That one Allen key worked fine. All right, ready? Oh.
You have to give me a sec for it to fire up. Do it again.
24.
23.
Righto.
So we'll crank that right up. You want it up. Find the right Allen key again. Hey, crank it up. That's 44. That'll be fine.
44, you say?
Yeah, 44.
Yep, happy with that.
So that should be plenty for it to fire up and idle. We've checked we've got no fuel leaks. We've checked we've got fuel pressure. We've done that. What else is there? We've put coolant in it.
Coolant in it.
We can't, at the moment, without a lap, we don't know if we can check that the oil injectors are clicking over and the coils are working, but there's no reason why they shouldn't be.
Correct. So I plugged all them, did the leads last night.
Yep, we've got the throttle body working.
Throttle body's all good and calibrated. That's the alternator that we need to fix later.
We don't need the breathers breathing for what we're doing.
Engine has oil, trans has oil, drive shaft's on, double check it's in neutral. Yep.
Is there any reason why it shouldn't start?
No, because it does crank. So we checked oil pressure as well when Jared was here. Used the manual oil pressure gauge onto the oil filter housing, which is good while it's got 2 ports. And I think while it was cold and I cranked it, we had like 55, 60, I think it was 60 PSI we ended up getting. So, oil's primed up and it is picking up oil, and that was the biggest thing doing this sump mod, was making sure it got oil.
So it's got oil pressure, it's got fuel pressure. The spark's an unknown, but there's no reason why it shouldn't spark.
Yep.
There's no reason why you shouldn't turn that key and see what it does.
Yeah.
Hold up a sec, bud.
So voltage is dropping below 10 volts while cranking.
Could be an issue, but
So I don't know. I had another battery, which I might go grab. New battery's in. Nope. We've got 12.3 battery volts. And I'm gonna put the pedal back in my lap. That roared! Why'd it stop though? Let's try it again. Maybe because of closed loop it's trying to learn stuff? Right, I don't know why it's doing that. It's as soon as I take off the crank, it fires up.
It's cutting out as soon as... Yes. Good job, man. Good job. This is going to be loud as hell.
What was that?
This is going to be loud as hell.
Yeah.
This is good.
I think we're onto something now. Got my laptop, going through the Holly website. We're going to try and put the update for the screen onto the USB stick. So we're just checking to make sure that the basics are sorted so that the ECU is up to date with all of its firmware and that the screen, I'm pretty sure the screen isn't, like I bought that second hand. I don't know how long the guy had it for. I've had that sitting around for a couple of years. That's pretty well brand new. So over time, there's probably, a good 3 years between the two being made. So make sure they're both up to date and talking to each other. So we'll do some uploading and hopefully that might sort our issue. All right, flash has been successful for the screen, we think. We selected firmware update. It turned off, turned back on. So you only got 2 CAN ports for the ECU. So you got your handheld screen, which uses one. You also have this, which uses one, and then also the laptop uses one. But because I've got the laptop open, we can go gauges and pretty much from the laptop screen see everything that this would see. So we should be fine to just use that and the handheld because we have a little bit more adjustments as well from the handheld screen. Yeah, I think we'll give it a crack in a second. You look like you're trying to rob the car right now with your black hoodie on and just doing wiring underneath the dash.
What? Updated things now, so.
See what happens. Still dies. So we've been on this thing for hours now trying to work out what is going on. Think that the O2 sensor wasn't quite in the right spot. Went up into my mezzanine and found a bit of exhaust pipe, squilly drilled a hole to see if we can get this thing reading a bit better than what it was. It was just like we could smell it was overfueling, but it was reading 35, which is actually lean. So because it was reading lean, it was overfueling and just, way too much. So hopefully this makes it read a bit better and it might actually run. Much better AFRs, much better. Battery voltage is down, that might be an issue, but that AFR's heaps better. Alright, O2 sensor unplugged. Why is that so flat now?
It was dropping right down, so.
That starter might be a bit hot now. We have cranked it a lot. Wiring's okay though, which is good.
Went loose on the...
There we go. Just did the same thing.
But it did it.
It did. We've been at it for hours. Like, yeah, not enough caffeine to keep this train going. So I'm going to get hold of a Holly guru. Jared tried to give us a bit of a hand over the phone. He's played around with these a lot more than I have. See if I can find anything. When I play with a laptop tonight, otherwise I'm going to call someone, not Ghostbusters or Phil, and see if I can get them to go through a file and see if we can make it work. Otherwise, I'm probably just going to wait until maybe the exhaust gets done, and then I know it's not sucking in air. I don't know if I've heard of that before, if the O2 sensor's not sealing properly, and it can draw in air and throw off your readings as well. But the saga continues. Thank you very much to Mr. Filthy Builds for coming down.
Who?
Bought a packed lunch, and he's been here most of the day.
Supercharger would fix it.
A supercharger would fix it, very much so. Anyway, all right, we will see you soon. Another night in the shed. May have solved some issues. So I rang the guy that ended up tuning Phil's coupe when he had the twin turboed Windsor in it, and when that did its last dyno session and got tuned before he last did drag challenge in 2019. I went down with him to the dyno and managed to meet his tuner, Damien, and he was a really good dude, and everything that he said, like, he wasn't like, oh yeah, I'll get this much numbers, or he didn't say anything about any power ratings at all for anything. He just pretty much said, like, if it's built right, it'll do the numbers. So he just looks at the tune and what's safe, and the rest will speak for itself, which I totally agree with. So I gave him a call. He's managing to just squeeze me in to give me a base file so I can get this thing running. He's not trying to chase power or anything like that, just to get this thing running. So I'm draining the oil, pulled the plugs, given them a clean, and made sure there's no fuel, because I'm pretty sure I put a fair bit of fuel in it. Making sure there's no fuel in the pots. I've given it a crank. They're all clear. So now I need to go through, put spark plugs back in. They are not fun at all. They're, crap. So anyway, and then what else do I have to do? I need to get wheels on. I need to sort out my oil dipstick. What do we got here? Oil change and plugs. Seat rails, don't worry about that yet. Oil dipstick hole. I don't have a dipstick in it, so I've got to do something to plug that hole. I've still got to mount the throttle pedal. It's not end all right now. Windowsill, who cares right now? Wire fans. I'm not going for a big drive. Park brake, whatever. That. And wire alternator. And I've still got to do engine mounts. So mounts are in, but I just got to finish tightening them up, which is pretty much weld them now that I know that they do clear. The sump clears all the steering and all that. And I've still got to put wheels on too. Like, we've got one wheel, no wheel at the back there. Everything's an absolute mess. I've pulled Phil's trailer in, so I'm going to try and get it all done, dusted, and loaded onto the trailer tonight. And then get up at, I don't know what time I'm getting up, 4:45, and head on down, because Damon's going to do the bass tune on this, and then at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm going straight down to the exhaust shop for 7:30, and it's getting an exhaust system put on. So really keen and excited for that. So probably got to clean it up a little bit and throw a bit of junk out of it too. Who cares? It's not like I've got to present it too well because it looks like crap. But anyway, all right, enough talking, more working. Bye. Now 11:30, and I'm just finishing off my engine oil. So for the guys in Australia who probably don't have as much motorcraft parts floating around, this is what you need for your Godzilla. It does meet the motorcraft requirement, whatever you want to call it, recommendation. Anyway, the code matches, so use this if you want, GFS 530. So I've put 5 litres in already. Gonna chuck another 2 because that's what they come factories with, 7 litres. And then, yeah, got to finish putting wheels on. Oil filter's on now, which is good. Yeah, I'll just keep chipping away at those little things and need to hurry up and get it on this trailer. So then tomorrow morning I can hook the F truck up and take it down. It's 10 to 5 in the morning. I want to leave by 5, and I'm pretty well there. I don't know how I feel about this. This is like the first time in a long time that it's been on all four wheels, bonnet's on. Like, this is a complete car pretty well right now. And yeah, all my dust is going to get washed off. That's years and years of dust collecting, that is. But anyway, time to get this down to the tuners. Another day of this still not running right, but I have Damien on his way over to my house now, and we're hopefully going to get this thing sorted. That is the plan. So he's just pulled up now. So we'll get that laptop out and see what we can do with this tune and have this thing reliably running, because it won't even start now. No fault of his, I think it's just running way too rich. So we're going to do a proper tune. Let's make it happen. How good did that sound? So thankful that Dane was able to squeeze me in again. Yeah, and get this thing running. So probably a bit of this is my bad. You can go through and you can select what map sensor you're running. I thought I had a 1-bar map sensor. We, just to play around, put in that it was running a 2-bar map sensor, or 2.5 bar, sorry. And it showed the right, what do you call it? Atmospheric pressure, which is like about 100 kPa. So yeah, maybe that was part of my issue all along, and just this thing running efficiently on its own. So even when, yeah, Damien was trying to get it running the first instance, he ended up just deleting map, deleting O2 sensor, and just running a tune that will just do its own thing. Obviously, it was rich, all good, but now, like, didn't smoke out the shed, doesn't stink, it's awesome. So now I've got to try and get a few other things done on this to now drive it on the street and get it to do its self-learn. And then I've also booked in to do a dyno session with Damien and see what this thing's actually going to make and what we can get out of it as completely stock. There's not even extractors on this thing or upgraded intake manifolds or anything like that. It is stock as a rock. Haven't even taken the rocker covers off. So with that being said, yeah, going to finish off a few more things. Was able to tick off the alternator now and was actually able to use... This is the original wiring that goes into the Bosch alternators. And from those plugs, was actually able to go straight into my alternator. This is just a dummy because we just, while we're running it, just want to see if we get the alternator to charge. And happy days, I was able to make it work. So from here, you got your horizontal, if you want to look at it that way, the horizontal pin, which is a white with black. Red, over to my red terminal, and then the other one's black. So I'm pretty sure the black one is our dash light. So that now I will finish up and tuck underneath and wrap it properly. I've got my main power cable there that runs down to the battery. I'm going to put my other battery in, finish wiring thermo fans, finish the alternator wiring, and yeah, a couple of other little odds and ends to finish it up and get this thing on the road. Still got to sort tyres a bit better as well because, yeah, I've got some on at the moment and they're sort of touching the guard because the offset's off. But I'll see what I can do with that. It's going to be fun. But I've got another set as well. All good. Right, it is 5 o'clock in the morning. Car is not in the shed. It is on the back of the trailer because it is D-Day and Dyno Day is my D-Day. Heading down back to Grahamworth's workshops and get Damien to do this dyno on this Godzilla and see what we can get out of it. Now, it's an absolute pigsty in this shed. Like, while I've been doing this car, I haven't spent any time cleaning up ever. For the last couple of months. So it's an absolute, just, everywhere. It's crap. But anyway, that is how sheds get. So very keen to get this car, keep it out of the shed for a little bit and, get a clean up happening. But yeah, it's been a long time coming to this. So yeah, very nerve wracking. Damon's excited too, which is awesome. But yeah, I suppose best thing is get on the road. Let's get ourselves a coffee because I need some caffeine and see what this engine can do and this car can do, and hopefully it doesn't blow up. Alright, the car is strapped down on the dyno. We're about to run it up on the roller before we do hub dyno. Let's give a bit of a shakedown as well with a bit of speed and see what happens. bit more of a better introduction. This is Damien from Donkey Racing Engines. We've done a bit of a dyno pull so far, made 307 kilowatt at the wheels, and I'm no guru at this stuff. Damien is, and he's happy with it. Pulled a plug, had a look at it, looking very good, and we reckon it's got some more in it. So we're going to push it a little bit further and see where we get to. What was the torque we were making again?
Do you want foot pounds or newton meters?
We'll give it both.
So drive torque, so RPM corrected torque, is 512 foot pounds at the wheel. Raw torque of 660 foot pounds at 3,780 revs.
So we're not even getting the revs pushed very far. We might push it to 5,000 RPM this run. But as Damien's mentioned, I'm running 411s in this diff, and I'm probably going to run out of legs. So I might have to do a gear ratio change or do something else, or tyre size change, but we will keep playing around with it and see what power we can push out of it. So it was a ripper day at Dyno. Very happy with the power that it made and the torque, and it runs really well. So after the dyno, I took it for a quick lap around the block. Had a little bit of sort of stumbled on itself when you put the clutch in, come to an idle. So Damien jumped in. We did a bit of road adjustments as well. So got it back, and I've done some fixing on it and sorted out some oil leaks. Just where my sheet metal goes to the casting of the sump, like. Obviously, Holly more than likely gets their stuff made in China, I'm guessing. But yeah, I think the cast alley of that sump's pretty crap. All my sheet metal to sheet metal welds are beautiful, no leaks, but where it goes to cast, had 1 or 2 leaks there. And even the casting cracked at the back, not to the weld or anything, just in its own spot, which is a bit weird. So anyway, I think I've sorted most of that, might have a little bit there, but anyway. I want to give it a quick wash, and then I want to take it out for a drive, and this will be its maiden voyage of just enjoying it. And it should be running good, driving good, all wheel nuts are done up. It's, it's ready for it. So let's give it a wash and then get it out. Hey guys, welcome back to Jetski's garage. Not even going to explain it. I got my engine. It's crazy to think 4 years ago I bought myself an engine that had very little R&D and very little support in the aftermarket world. But I've always liked a challenge, it keeps me motivated, and for me to stick at something for 4 years and see it through, for me, myself, that's a massive achievement, and I'm proud that I've got there. Couldn't have gotten there without the help of my mates, Jared, Phil, Suggo, and all the other people that I've spoken to along the way for advice and guidance on getting this to where it is. I've even been able to tick something off my bucket list of something I've always wanted to do, and that's to be able to contribute to the car community in the form of making parts or fabrication, and I've been able to do that with my Godzilla engine lift plates. There's no one else in Australia that makes them or sells them, and I've been able to do that and help other people as well with their engine swaps and taking their engines in and out. It's almost a little surreal that I've come to the end of this chapter of the last 4 years of just getting everything in place and in line to be able to have a 7.3 Godzilla F-truck engine running in a 1970s Aussie Falcon coupe. But I'm so looking forward to being able to drive this and the next part of, just enjoying it as well on the road, windows down, good weather, and just listening to that engine roar and changing gears. Lastly, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has tuned in from the beginning, has supported me, watched my videos, spoken to me, messaged me, commented. All of that has helped, and I really do hope that it has helped you along the way as well.
Woohoo!
This is good. Still needs a wheel alignment apparently, but just cruising. All vitals are good. We're just driving. Alright, so in 5th gear. I reckon the clutch is so not good already. I gotta cut my maiden voyage a little short because I just did a U-banger and heard my fuel pump start to buzz a bit higher. So I'm getting a bit low on fuel. So I'm gonna try and get home as gingerly as possible. But it feels good, like need a wheel alignment, there's a bit of a vibration there somewhere. I don't know if it's tyres or what. The diff still needs a bit of work as well, but it's driving. Like,